Ready to go?
No?
Yeah.
Hey, good morning. Today is February 2nd, 2008, and Chinese New Year will be on the 7th, this coming Thursday. And I'm making jai because Ron wants to learn how to make jai, but he probably do it different than I will ever be, or da-da-da. So anyway, my mom used to cook jai at home in Islington, and I had never learned too much from her, which I really regret to this day. And I forgot. And anyway, I'm just doing my own version because there's a lot of Chinese ingredients that you cannot get anymore, or I will not even use it, you know, because of the different things coming over from China. So I just improvised my own this year. But I thought I'll do it now so Ron can learn from this eventually when he needs to cook his own. So anyway, I can't do anything until Lucy got here because I bought some namyur and fuyur from Chinatown, and it's not the same as I bought previous years. But anyway, the first thing is I get all the ingredients at least a week before Chinese New Year because it's going to be very, very busy. And except the tofu bok, that's the fried bean cake. But I got the big one. I should have got some small ones, but I didn't see any. Okay, first of all, I got some oh gosh, I forgot that. Wan-yi. Yeah, wan-yi is this black fungus thing. And night before last night, I soak it in oil and salt, and then just leave it in a pot with water, and then so you get all the dirt out. That's the salt and oil. That will do, you know, take all the dirt out. But this morning I rinsed it real good in the colander, and anyway, and then I kind of pre-boiled this wan-yi because it will, you know, it be not soft enough. And but the first thing you have to do, the wan-yi, there's a little hard core, little bit. You have to cut each one out. Very important, Ron. But this year I kind of pre-boiled this again, so make sure that everything is clean. You know, get a pot of water, put the wan-yi that you soaked and cleaned last night, but pre-boil it. Just bring to a boil about a couple of minutes and drain it, and then it's ready to go. And then the second thing is Chinese mushroom. I don't use Chinese mushroom anymore. I use the Japanese shaka, you know, the Japanese mushroom instead because I think it's like cleaner. And I had previously soaked the mushroom and real soft, and then you cut the little part out, the cord, the little button cord, and then you soak it. But fortunately, I had some in the freezer, so I don't have to go through all this today. So I took it out from the freezer, and those mushrooms are pretty large, so I cut in halves. And then, okay, going back, then you have to get this fried bean cake. They have small ones, but these are large ones. I didn't see any small ones, so these are large. So what I did is, it's very greasy. So what I did was, I bring a pan of water to a boil, and I put all the whole bean curd called Chinese bean curd, tofu bok, yeah. And then I use the spatula and press it down, and then I cook it for a little while, and then I drain it, and after that I cut these in little pieces because otherwise it's too big. But Ron, get the small ones, then you don't have to cut it. But you still have to, you know, put in hot water to get the oil out if you can. Then let's see, and then siu choy. Siu choy, you get the Chinese kind, not the American siu choy. Get the Chinese kind. It's long and narrow, Ronnie. It's long and narrow, because I don't like to use the other kind of big round, very bulky siu choy. This is the Chinese siu choy. So you wash it, and you know, you core it half, and you cut it, and then you put it in the colander, and you wash it out and drain the water. It's siu choy like this. Then I usually use like oyster, dry oyster, but God, it's about $7 a pound now, and nobody eats it anyway. And then the bak gok. Wait a minute. Hi, this is Chinese New Year 2008. 2008 is about 11:40 January, no, February 2nd. February 2nd, and Chinese New Year is February 7th, this coming Thursday. I'm doing this, now this is unrehearsed, so what I said is what you will hear. And Ron said he would like to know how to make jai, but everybody have a different version, of course. But this is just the fundamentals that he can do it later on his own. And this is a Chinese vegetarian dish. It's called Lo Huan Jai. And this special dish is a Chinese New Year tradition of about 14 ingredients or less or more. No meat, for which there are no set amounts. You simply add more of an ingredient that you like or omit an ingredient that you don't like or don't have on hand. The following recipe has approximate amount for your guidance. Use a very large pot and cook a lot of jai, as it is good for a later meal and also can be frozen, adding fresh vegetable when reheated. Okay, there is a lot of preliminary soaking and preparation, but once all is ready, this is very easy to cook. Okay, I didn't get any dry oyster housey this year because none of the kids really enjoy that. And then it's about $7 a pint. I don't mind if they eat it, you know. And I don't use bamboo shoot. But however, I got a package of fujuk. That you have to soak overnight and cut in 2 lengths, cover with cold water, bring it to boil, discard water, cover again with cold water and boil until soft. Do not add salt, otherwise it will break up the sticks. Tim juk, I didn't get tim juk either because right now I'm kind of leery of using too much Chinese ingredients. Then red dates called hung jiao. Ooh, I forgot to soak it overnight, but that's okay. And then Chinese black mushrooms, but I am using Japanese mushroom instead. I like it better. And you can soak it and wash and slice thin and save the mushroom soaking liquid. But however, I got smart every year, smarter, and I had the mushroom already washed and everything, and I had it in the freezer, so I took it out last night, so it saved a lot of time. And Chinese white nuts called bak guo. I don't use fresh ones, it's just too much work, and sometimes you get rotten ones too. So I bought about 3 cans. It's white nuts all ready to eat. Of course, you drink the water, the liquid in the can. And fan si, that's Chinese vermicelli, fan si. And you soak about 2 hours and cut in short length, but however, I parboil it so it won't be so hard. It's all on the stove right now. And then joksun, I didn't use that either this year. And wan yi, I think I told you about that cloud fungus, wan yi. Soak 2 hours with table salt and then salt and salad oil to clean the dirt out. Wash and drain and really wash it clean. But however, I parboiled it this morning so it's softer. And then gum jam, that's dry tiger lilies, gum jam choy. I didn't use it this year because what I had used previous year, a really nice one and very dry kind, but this year it's all come from China, I think, and it's not the same, and I didn't want to use that. It didn't look good at all. Water chestnut, I tell you, whoa, I forgot to put a water chestnut, but I have it downstairs, but won't take long. And bok choy, that's here, seaweed, and that's a no-no to use, and it's not good to use that anymore. In fact, I had some in the freezer, I threw it out. All these things from China, you have to be really careful. And then the chestnut, funglet, I never use that. I don't like the taste of it. And then I think I told you about the tofu bok. I already did, Ronnie? Did I mention? No? Okay. Fried bean cake, that's tofu bok. I got all these ingredients in New Orient yesterday, but I didn't see any small ones. Would be nicer, but I got big ones. So what I do is I didn't rinse it in hot water. I just bring water to a boil. I put all the tofu bok, and then use a little spoon or something to mash it down because it's very, very greasy. And after that, I just rinse it in cold water and I cut those in fours because they're real large ones. And vegetable, I use the Chinese bok choy. It's a long bok choy. It's Chinese style. That is better than using the big round bulky kind. And then for ingredients, for the sauce, use Chinese whiskey or wine, soy sauce, oyster sauce, fu yu, and nam yu, and jimayou, that's sesame oil, and ginger root. You're gonna peel it and then get a flat knife or with a cleaver and pound it. Okay, I'm reading all this from a book. I think it's better, Ron, because if I do my own words, you will never understand what I'm going to say. Okay, so this is, bear with me because it's only about 7 paragraphs. Use a lot of oil, 3/4 cup or more, but I use my own measurements. I never measure anything. Heat oil in a large pot until very hot. Add 2 teaspoons salt, add oyster sauce, fu yu, mushroom, and fan si, and bak guo. I don't remember if I mentioned anything about mushroom. Yes, I did. And I use canned mushroom too, canned button mushrooms. And also, I use that wheat gluten. You have to add all the sauce in there too, but I think I'm going to add 2 jars of sauce and I'm going to pour the other sauce out. I think that's too much. And also, the bak guo, I buy in a can. I drink the water, the liquid out. And then this year I'm using this Chai CHAI Pao YU. It's braised gluten. It's really good. Sometimes I use it to cook vegetables. And then also I saw a lady in Chinatown. She's real nice. She helped me on this one. It's wheat gluten.
Hold the labels up so I could see them, Mom.
It's wheat gluten.
The labels so I could see them facing. Perfect.
Okay, I bought 3 jars of each. And then, and then button mushrooms. Did I show you this, Ronnie? Oh, this is upside down. Wait. This one.
Okay.
You drain the liquid out. Don't use the liquid in this bak guo. Ginkgo nuts. I think that is all the ingredients I think that is all the ingredients I'm going to put in this year. Oh, did I say, what do you call this, Ronnie? What do you call this? I forgot. Zhenxi.
Fancy.
Yeah, fancy. And it's I think I mentioned pharmacy. Anyway, this is fancy. And it's dry. And what I did, I soaked it this morning and until soft, but I did parboil it too and cut it because it's real long. And right now it's sitting on my stove and ready to go in the pot. But you can freeze this if you have leftover. It's good for other dishes too. Okay, I think
Would you lift up the food joke?
where is it? Oh,
Just lift up a few pieces.
this is fujuk, which I had soaked it this morning, and I wash it real good, and then I bring a pot of hot water to boil, and I boil for a few minutes to make sure it's soft enough. Otherwise, after you don't soak it, boiled it, pre-cooked it, it's too hard, in the giant.
Is that the stick or is that the sheet?
Oh no, stick. Don't use the flat one. Flat one is too soft. And then what I did is about this length, fujuk about this length, and I cut it. Do you want to know the name of the package of fujuk?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
How about the choy? Show the choy after you cut it
Yeah,
up.
Chinese.
Yeah, but a handful just.
Oh. This is the Chinese cabbage. It's long and you just cut it in half lengthwise and then you just chop all
That's
the way
Napa
down.
cabbage.
Huh?
It's Napa cabbage, right?
Chinese, yeah. Chinese makes long one. Make sure it's a long kind.
Right.
There's 2 kinds of cabbage. And I think that's about all the ingredients I'm going to put in. And anyway, soak the mushroom, oyster sauce, fish. Okay, okay. First of all, okay, use a lot of oil. I think I did that, and then add all the mushroom, 粉絲, bak kwa, and then cook it. And then after that, you use the soaking juice from mushroom, oysters, and bamboo shoot, which I delete that. I'm not using that. And clear chicken broth to cover. If no broth, add water. But I think, well, I'm using Swanson chicken broth, but I think it'd be nice if you cook your own chicken, put a piece of ginger in there and use the broth, and then maybe add a couple cans of Swanson soup, but do whatever is easier for you. And then add the gumjam, wan yi, ma tai, tofu bok, and cook another 10 minutes, stir frequently. And last of all, add the chestnuts and bok choy, which I didn't get either. If desired, a fresh vegetable may be added to the jai, such as bok choy, which I don't like. I use Chinese cabbage. I don't use sweet peas either. It tastes funny after a couple of days. Wash, cut in bits of size chunks. Anyway, for 1 pound bok choy in another pot or skillet, heat oil, add 1 teaspoon of salt, and then stir fry the bok choy, and then add for a few minutes until half cooked. Add about 2 quarts of jai, stir, hit, and that's it. The siu choy, you do it last because it's very easy to cook. Then you add the other things and mix it up. That's it, I think. Okay, I think that's it. I'm back again. I think Ron said I talk too fast, and I think I should slow down more so he will understand what I'm talking about. So I'm slowing down. Okay. Hi, I'm back again. Ron took some of me while ago, but he said I talk too fast. So right now I'm going slowly. Maybe I have to go through the whole procedures again. I hope not. But I'm just going to show him the ingredients that's been soaked. This is fujok. It's the long kind, is not the flat kind, because the flat kind will be too soft. But I soaked this, and I parboil a little bit so make sure it's soft. And you cut it in small pieces because it's somewhat about this long and it's dry. Okay, this is ready to go in the jai. And the mushroom, I use Japanese mushroom, and I have this in the freezer, which is a good thing because it's a lot of work cleaning, soaking, and I cut it because these are pretty large. And so I cut this in half, and these are Japanese mushroom. I don't hardly use Chinese mushroom anymore. And I cut these in half because they're pretty big. And I'm having the 粉絲, if they're dry right now, it have to be soaked till it's soft. And I parboil it, and right now it's on top of the stove, and it's ready to go in the jai, so it'll be okay. And I have this big pot of broth. It's chicken broth, but I use Swanson chicken soup. But it'd be kind of nice if I had put some fresh chickens in there without the skin to have a more chicken taste. And right now there's a large piece of ginger in there. And
how do you make your chicken broth if you started from scratch?
No, I didn't start.
No, if you started it from scratch,
how would you make it? From scratch, just get a large chicken, and then try to take the fat out, the skin out if you can, and then put in a pot of boiling water and put some ginger in there, and cook it until you think it's ready. And then, if you really need flavor, then you can add a couple of large cans of chicken broth. But I usually use chicken broth because it's a lot easier. And this is the pot I will use to cook the jai. I wish I have a larger one. I should tell Ron to bring his big pot. The one he makes juk in is about 20 quarts. Okay, but anyway, he can do that next year for me. Okay, this is one of the ingredients. I got 3 jars of this wheat gluten. But there's some, pretty good. But there's kind of like oil liquid in there, but I don't think I'm gonna use all the oil because there's 3 jars of this with the oil. That's too much oil. So I'll probably drain 2 bottles of oil out. And I got 3 cans of this Long Huan Jai. It's a sorted Oriental Delight. I always buy companion brand. I mean, just like buying Del Monte, I always buy the well-known brand. I don't use off-brand things. If I cook the, try to get the best kind. And then I have 3 cans of these mushrooms. I should have bought more. They usually have big cans, but they don't have it anymore. This is Richen brand. But and then this is white nut. They have fresh one, but it's a lot of work. You know, it's real small in the shell, and you have to crack each one, and sometimes some will spoil. But it's too much work for me right now, so I use canned ones. And then sesame oil for the seasoning. And then this is the, I think, did I mention about this tofu bok? It's bean cake, fried. These are pretty large, that if you can find small ones, do that. Then what I do is I bring a pot of hot water and put all the tofu bok inside, in the water, boil for a minute, and I use a little spoon to press it down so get some of the oil out. Then I drain it. And this is wan yi. This is the ingredients, a lot of work. Last night I put the bags of wan yi in the water. I put salt and oil and kind of mix it and let it sit. I let it sit overnight. And then this morning I put all this wan yi in the colander, so I try to shake all the excess, whatever. And I rinse it real well. And again, I soak this in hot water on top of the stove for a while to make sure it's nice and clean and tender. And this is Chinese cabbage. It's a long kind. It's not the big fat kind. It's a long kind. And always buy the Chinese cabbage for jai. And it's about this long sometime. And you just cut it in half like that and just go down the line and chop it to small pieces like this. All washed and ready to go. And this is the seasoning that I will use way before I put anything in there. It consists of Chinese whiskey or wine, soy sauce, oyster sauce, fu yu, that's bean cake, and nam yu, that's another like bean cake, but it's different taste, and sesame oil and fresh ginger. What I do is, before I go any further, do all the shopping before at least 1.5 weeks or 2 weeks before Chinese New Year, because yesterday it was a mob. I wouldn't even touch Chinatown today or the rest of the week, because there's a lot more Chinese in Chinatown now, and there's no room to stand anywhere. And so this is a sauce. Am I repeating this preparation? Okay. Well, I'm still reading off of this recipe, because if I say it by use my own words, senior moments, I probably forget to add a lot of ingredients, whatever. Okay, you get a big pot like this, larger the better, and then wider the better, because it's easier to mix. Use a lot of oil. Then you heat the oil in the pot until very hot. Then you add salt, housi, which I didn't use, that's dry oyster, which the family don't really care for it, and fu jiu, and Chinese mushroom, I use Japanese mushroom, and fen si. Bamboo shoot I didn't use. I don't like to use bamboo shoots because sometimes it tastes kind of sour. And hong jiu, oh, I forgot, I have to soak some later. Bak guo, in a can, and cook it until it's in a low fire or medium fire until it's kind of nice and, until all the sauce get into it. And then you add the soaking juice from the mushroom, then clear broth to cover, and cook it for a few minutes. Then add your seasoned mixture. Cook for another 10 minutes or more, and taste, and if needed, add more fuyue or oyster sauce for desired flavor. And then add gum jam, which I didn't get, it didn't look right.
What's the English for gum jam?
Gum jam, is gum jam? Gum jam is GUMJUMCHOY, but right now they're from China and they're not the same kind as I used the past years. I wouldn't touch that thing right now. I wouldn't touch the ingredients right now. A lot of people are not even buying that.
You mentioned red dates. What's the red date for China?
Hongzhou. Red date is Hongzhou, which is up in my cupboard, and I have to run it. Remind me to bring it down and soak some. And water chestnut, yeah, I have it downstairs too.
Do you use the fresh or the canned?
I use fresh water chestnut.
How do you prepare the water chestnut?
Well, just peel the, it's black and the water chestnut is about yay big, and then you just peel the skin and then slice it. But as far as wild go, luckily Lucy is in Chinatown, and I bought some namyo and fuyue. It's not what I wanted, and then it didn't look good at all.
Why didn't it look good?
Because I got the wrong kind anyway, fuyue. It's a yellow kind, it has brine in it, and it didn't look right, and when I saw one of them, it didn't look right at all, so I'm not going to use that. And as for the namyo, I got the wrong kind, it's the beans kind. I don't want the bean kind, it's supposed to be cake namyo, And if you don't know where it is, if you go in the store, you ask the proprietor or workers that will help you find it.
When it didn't look good, was it black or was
Yeah,
it?
one of the fuyue was kind of black on top. I was like, wow, I wouldn't use that, I wouldn't even feed it to any other than my family, really. I mean, that's not too good. Okay, then you add the gum jam, which I said I'm not going to get that anymore. And wen yi, that's a black fungus. And then ma tai, and then tofu bok, that's a fried bean cake. Get the small ones. They do have small ones, Ron. Again, cook that, and then add your chestnuts or fat choy, which that's a no-no nowadays. Fat choy is the seaweed black, look like hair, but it's not good for you. So don't ever use that anymore. And then you use the Chinese vegetable. As I mentioned, the long kind of Chinese vegetable, bok choy. Then, then that's about it. Then you do whatever you want with it, and if it's not enough taste, add some oyster sauce and, a little bit salt, but I don't use too much salt anymore. So my family have to add salt, but it's not necessary really. Because with all the other ingredients like this, there's all kind of flavor in there already. So I think that's about it. So I'm waiting for Lucy to come up from Chinatown so she can bring me my namyo and fuyue. That's the most important thing to start my cooking. So I won't be able to cook until she comes up from Chinatown. Golly Moses, after all my blabbing and all that, Ron just told me that he never used canned soup. He make his own soup with chicken carcass and pork and all the good stuff, and now he's making me feel bad, so maybe I should just pour all this broth in the sink and start from fresh. But I don't have any chicken at home because a certain person that lives here with me don't eat chicken. So what am I do with the chicken if I use chicken? So anyway, like I said, he can do whatever he wants to do with making a chai. He probably use entirely different ingredients anyway. But like I said, I'm using little different ingredients, so my chai may not be the same as other chai. I did make pretty good chai, didn't I, Ron?
Absolutely, that's why we're here.
Yeah. So, but nothing like what my mom made, of course. But I wish I had learned more from her. I was too young.
How did your mom make the chai, or what do you remember?
Oh, I don't know what she put in there, but it certainly was good. She used all the ingredients that's supposed to be used, but it was safer then. In those days, anything from China is safe. But she always make a Chinese New Year morning, and before we go to school, we just have rice and chai for breakfast, and that's a must. And I think I was brought up pretty well from my folks because I always bring my dad and my mom a cup of tea with both hands. Chinese New Year and American New Year. I even do that for Al's mother until her last year with us. I do that every year for her too, and her birthday and my folks' birthday too. And oh yeah, Chinese New Year, the old thing is you're not supposed to wash your hair that day. You're supposed to clean your house. A few days before Chinese New Year, don't wash your hair, don't sweep the floor, which I always do. Maybe that's why my wealth should be better. But it's a daily thing for me to sweep my floor. So it's not I'm sweeping money away like they say. I'm sweeping in my dustpan, and I am not going to empty my dustpan until tomorrow. I know, like 7th is Chinese New Year, then I empty my dustpan on the 8th. So I'm still keeping money in my house. But if my mom know about this, she probably say, hey, what are you doing? But anyway, I think she heard me already now. So anyway, I try to do my best, and I will celebrate my big one this year, and hopefully I will still be here 2009 to do this. Maybe Ronnie can do that for me next year.
Did your mom give you lacey?
Yeah. And then not only that, Chinese New Year sometimes falls on school days. So a few girls and we play hooky, which I didn't play so much hooky then, because God, I did play hooky a lot. I didn't know that I have to, study so hard in those days because, anyway, on Chinese New Year, Betty, Lily, and Lily Zhao, well, she's no longer with us, we always play hooky and go up to Begong Tong. And all we have to do is say, Gong Hei Fat Choi, and all these guys, work in a gambling house, boy, they put out round envelopes, And in those days, 25 cents was a lot. So then I think we collect pretty good at the Begong Tong. It's a Chinese association that we go to every year. All you got to say is Gong Hei Fat Choi to these guys and this man put out. But anyway, I already have my red envelope ready for my grandchildren. And but my two grandchildren, they're really, really, they don't expect anything from any of us. And every time I says, here, this is for your birthday or Christmas. And both kids, Brian and Jennifer, always say, Grandma, you don't have to give us any, save it for yourself and so forth, so on. So I told them, I said, Brian, I said, Jennifer, I said, as long as I'm here, it's my privilege to give you what I want to give you. Okay? So Brian's birthday is the 25th of February, and he's going to tell me where he would like to go. And of course, Lacey and all that good stuff. And at their age, you don't know what to buy for them. Going on 23 and 19, So that's what I do, and like I said, as long as I'm here, I am doing that for them.
You're going to give them 25 cents?
No, I'm not going to give them 25 cents. I give them more than that.
What did you spend your 25 cents on?
Candies. That's why my teeth were so rotten. But anyway, if I have to talk about my life history, which someday I think I should, because I already put my life history in computer and I already printed out. I don't know if Ron and Mel still have it, but I think things have changed since I wrote them my life history. It's funny, but then being Chinese, I don't go from one paragraph to another paragraph. I jump around. Only they will understand my life history because I jump around just like join a club. Before I remember, then I go back to previous pages and go back, continue on. So, if Ron want me to, one of these days I will say something and have it on tape for my own use. Get what I mean? That would be nice instead for someone else to do it for me. Right, Ron?
Name the time and place.
Okay, right now.
Go for it.
Oh no, it's not gonna. No, that's not gonna be good with the Chinese Jai recipe. No.
Okay.
Maybe I read out from my life history thing. I have to tell you, it's about over 15 pages. Okay, that's it. Wait, let me take a scoop of this in there. Okay, continuation after we had lunch. But anyway, this is Fu Yu, and I got the wrong kind with brine and didn't look so good. So luckily Lucy was in Chinatown, and I called her cell, and she helped me buy this fuyu. And same with the namyu. I bought the wrong kind. It was bean, some kind of bean thing, and looked terrible. So luckily, like I said, she was in Chinatown, so she picked up this fermented bean curd. And that's very important. These two items very important for the sauce. So anyway, I almost forgot about this until I think Ron reminded me. The hongjiao, that's berries, some kind of red berries. Anyway, I just dropped one, but I'll wash it later. And then these are water chestnut. I'd rather use fresh ones instead of canned. So anyway, I already sliced them up, but Ronnie have to turn this off because I have to slice this too and pick up the other berry and wash it. Okay, time out. Yes? Okay, back to work.
Chinese to English.
Uh,
We teach one.
wait. Whenever I say in English, I have to speak in Chinese. It's hard. I don't think I can work with Ronnie, director, and me as a star. He wants me to point out this is turn off. What do you Lucy, what is this?
What? That's pinker.
I know in Chinese.
This is food.
Okay, clear. All right. God, Ronnie, did you tape all that? Well, I haven't drank yet, you know. Wait till I drink the wine. Okay. This is bean sauce. Chinese is fuyu. And this is namyu. Red fermented bean curd. That's the most two ingredients for the sauce. And this is some kind of red berries, hongjiao. And this is water chestnut, matai. And this is canned mushroom, is lao fan donggu, or mushroom. Sesame oil, jimayao. And this is oh, mushroom. This is dingo nut bako, canned ones. They do have fresh ones. And this is called lo hon jai. That's all that stuff that's supposed to be mixing with the jai. It has everything in there, almost everything. And then this is same thing. Oh, is that same thing? Oh, this is chai I something pao yu. It's a braised gluten, so it's good for chow choy too. I mean, cooked vegetable with. And then this is peanut. Oh, I got the wrong thing. This is peanut gluten, same as the other gluten, but this has peanut in it. That's okay. And this is Chinese cabbage, siu choy, the long kind. This is some kind of fungus, but you have to soak it real good, like I said previous time. And there's a little hard core here. You have to cut every one of these hard core.
Wood ear.
Wan yi. Chinese is wan yi, is some kind of wood
Yeah,
air.
black fungus.
A black fungus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is
Fried food.
this is fried bean cake like, but these are real huge. I told Ron he should buy small ones if he can. And what I did, I bring the water to boil, and I put every one of those big bean curd in the boiling water, and I press it down to take some of the oil out. See the grease?
Chinese is what?
Chinese is zhao tofu. And this is oyster sauce, hao yao. A lot of people use it for cooking, whatever they want, vegetables, put in noodles, as garnish, da da da. And I don't have Chinese wine. However, it's just like Lucille Ball, she was advertising vitamins. This is wine, and I don't drink, but here goes. Oh, ooh, tastes awful. I'm not a wino. Okay. And then, oh, I have my mushroom. Oh, I have my Chinese mushroom, don't go. You have to, this I got from my freezer, which is real good to do it ahead of time. You have to rinse it real good and then soak it real good till it got soft, and then there's a little stem here. You have to cut it, and oh, I missed this one. But these are big, so I cut it in half. I think I missed some, but that's okay. And then I just put some a can of soup, chicken soup, and I add some water to I get the liquid, and I'm supposed to use the liquid in a jar. That's don't go. Chinese mushroom. Do I? Oh, anyway, I think that's it. No. I think I got all the ingredients as the bean curd. What did he do with all my bean curd? Oh, here. Good job. Yeah. This is bean curd, dry bean curd. Don't get the flat kind, get the stick kind. You have to soak it until it gets soft. And then what I did, I kind of pre-boil it so it won't get, so it'll be soft. It tastes better when it's soft. And then this is vermicelli. Zhenxi. Also has to soak it, and then I also parboil, so it be soft, and it's long. You have to cut it, so it won't be so long. The chef gotta go to work. Yan can cook, or May can cook too. Now, do you take what I just said? Okay, first of all, oil. I have no measurements now. This is canola oil, so it's good for you. Then I gotta wait until it heat up. Okay, I just heat up the oil, and you can hear it. So all this sauce contains of the whiskey, wine, soy sauce, oyster sauce, fu yu and nan yu, and ginger, and all that good stuff is in here. Just stir it a little bit. Now it's boiling, so I'm adding. The next will be juice of the mushroom. This is Chinese mushroom juice. The fuchuk I'm going to add last because I think it's kind of soft now. If I put it in now and cook for the next 5 ingredients, it's going to be too soft. So I'm going to use okay, I want to add fancy. This is the vermicelli. Let's see. I wish I'm 2 feet taller, 2 inches taller. I like fancy in mine. Well, this will make maybe a 20 quart. Ron's family in Lucy, they love this, so they can take some home and freeze it. It's very good. Put a Ziploc bag and just freeze it. I should stand on the stool. Okay, I'm gonna add the bak bo, which I already drained no liquid in the pot bowl. I used 3 cans. Should have bought more. And then the next will be, well, and then the mushrooms. The oysters, I'm not using oysters. Add chicken broth to cover. Oh boy, this is gonna be hard. Where's the ladle? This is gonna be hard getting the broth. Wait, turn it off, put your on. Notice I have to stand on this little stool because I can reach. Okay, I just add the fancy in there, vermicelli. So I mix it up with the sauces in there. I have to use this for broth because next time I get a stove, the not going to be in the middle. So this is like usual. That's it for now. I still have to use these ingredients here. Well, I'm gonna get the Wenyi, the black fungus. Will you show my feet? Getting the Wenyi, the black fungus, which has been soaked and the little hard core has been cut to bulk. Okay, a little bit more. Okay. Added the Wenyi, I'm gonna add the Fubok bean curd. I grew 2 inches right now because I'm standing on a stool, otherwise I can't reach the pot. How much it shrunk? I shrunk 1 inch, you know, Ronnie, from last year. Because last year I didn't need the stool.
Pot just got taller.
Thanks, Susie. Now I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. I think this is American mushroom, button mushroom. I have 1 more can. What happened to another can? I want to go 2 cans? You want 2 cans? Okay. Oh, Hongjiao. Ouch. Oh, there's a couple of Hongjiao somewhere. Oh, here. I'm adding the red berries, Hongjiao. Here I'm going to add the mushroom too. I'm just adding whatever is not supposed to be in order, whatever, but just add whatever I feel like doing. Because nobody cooks the same. Is the stove on? Yeah, it's on. Now, okay, Lucy, can you get me a fork, please? Somebody get me a fork. Thanks. Now I'm adding this gluten, braised gluten. I have never used Wenjai before. But when I was shopping yesterday in Chinatown, one young lady, I'm sure she's from Hong Kong somewhere, she's real nice, and she told me to add this because right now this is the safest thing to add. So then she also told me to add this wheat gluten. I try not to use too much of this sauce.
Why?
It's greasy. I think maybe 1 jar would be plenty. And you can use this to chow choy, you know, cook vegetable. After you cook the vegetable, you can add this on, or you can add this on when you make soup noodles. Okay. Then, did I use this already? Yeah, maybe I add 1 more can. No, maybe not. Wheat noodle. I'm going to add another can of 8 noodles. Wheat gluten. God, this is the most add this one here already? Yeah. Yeah, I did. I opened too many cans. Okay, now I need my siu choy. That's the last item. But I should really put this in first because it takes a while to cook. No, I have so much. I think you have fancy left over from Masili. Just make a little nice side dish for when you eat dinner. Or you can use the leftover from Masili with zucchini. Or you can make a little egg omelet and add some of that in there. That's good. Just create your own dishes. Chinese have no set ingredients or the way it's cooked. Everybody cook different. That's why this world is round, not square. So round is very equal. One line, circle. So now I just cover it and wait until the vegetable get soft. And I think that's it. But still, without the other Chinese ingredients, this chai is, I can see right now it's a little bit different. If I want to add some more of this gluten thing, I can do it because it's already cooked. I'll just finish cooking and taste it. If I need any more of these gluten ingredients, I'll add it because it doesn't require to cook.
When do you put in the wine? After or last?
That wine is in the sauce.
Oh, okay.
However, Ronnie said he used Chinese wine. But, like Lucille Ball, here's to you guys, Lucy, Brian, Jennifer, Ron, William, Melanie, and Elle, because she's paid part of this, all of it. Oh! Man, if this tastes good, that means I drank some wine. Maybe I'm gonna add some more in there. Because wine,
What about the mate?
oh yeah. Where? Oh gosh, Lucy, thanks. See, I think I drank too much wine. What's that in there? Oh,
Well, there's
fujou.
there's
Oh, okay,
fujou.
wait, I won't add that until after my
Okay.
vegetable is cooked. Oh, Lucy just reminded me I forgot my water chestnut. So, I put everything in there. Here goes. Everybody get, after this, everybody's gonna get, climb on top of the table and start dancing. I'll probably fall asleep after this drinking of this wine here. Okay, now I'm gonna bring it to a boil and wait until the vegetable is nearly cooked, then I will taste it. But don't need to add any salt because everything, like the seasoning sauce, is very salty because of the oyster sauce, the soy sauce, and the rest of the ingredients in the bottle jar, especially the fuyue and the namyue. That's it. Zucchini Italian dessert is real easy. Very, very easy. All you have to do is follow the instruction and I'll give you some to take home to the kids.
Alright, send it to Jennifer because she's kind of like baking.
Yeah, okay, it's very, very easy.
Yeah.
Just tell her, everything baking, you gotta get everything, in front of you. That's in cooking class. That's what they say. Get all the ingredients in front of you. But see, I've been cooking so long, I just pick out from the cupboards and what I need. But that's not the way of cooking. Sometimes you leave out stuff. A little bit so everything cooked evenly. But I have not added the bean fujou yet because it's quite soft. But I'm just going to add it after everything is like the vegetable, I should add the vegetable first really, because it takes a longer time to cook. I kind of mixed up today. Senior moments, that's it. And I'm still standing up, so that's very important. Okay. Okay, time up.
How long do you keep this covered now that you stirred it up?
Well, as long as the siu choy is done, and I wish I had put the siu choy in from the beginning, because there's so many ingredients on this table here on the counter that I can't keep track what I had in here. But anyway, the siu choy should go before anything else, I think, but that's not what the recipe said. So don't follow everything that the recipe say. Do your own thing.
So you wait till the pot is now boiled, comes to a boil, or just
It
when
hasn't
it's
come to a boil yet, because you know, after you add all the ingredients in there, it takes a while for it to bring back up to a boil. So when it starts to boil, then I'll turn it down to medium high, and then I'll go from there. I may even add some more. See, what did I may add some more of this gluten, because it tastes pretty good. I just tasted the sauce a while ago, and it's not bad. It has a little bit sweet taste, which is good. It cut out the it will cut out the salt. You know, whatever you want to add that's already cooked like these in a can or jar, just do it, because it's already cooked anyway. But I think this will give it a little bit more flavor, because I've never used this in jai before. I don't think my sister ever used this thing to make jai. But of course, everybody cook their own way. Okay, it looks pretty good. Yeah. One big package of vermicelli, I think is good. Do I have any more vermicelli? I use another kind of bean curd, dry bean curd, which is a long kind, not flat. Never use flat ones for for jai. And then of course you gotta cut it, soak it, and da 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 da. Anyway, so I'm starting using this because this lady in Chinatown, when I was shopping, she told me this is the best kind. It's something new, I guess. So it's made in probably Hong Kong, which I think is.
What's the brand name?
The brand name is dry bean curd. It's in Chinese, I don't know. As long as you buy one that has a green strip, you know, before I cut it, there's a green strip, unless you can take this sample home. Oh, I have a package. Curd at the store yesterday, and one was 2 for $1.69. I said, no way I'm gonna get that. I said, so this is each package about $1.89. I'd rather get something better. Go to 2 for $1.69. I don't know what grade that is, but this is I don't know what is in Chinese. Probably from Zhou. I don't know, maybe the name of the company. I have no idea. I don't read Chinese. Oh, it's adopted in Canada. Yeah, this is
How
good.
about the Fancy?
It's from Canada. And just a brand in cellophane package like this, and it's green writing, and it has NICE, but I can't find it anymore, so most time I use Dragon. I thought this is a Dragon. Yeah, it's like a Dragon to me, so this is one of the best, next to the best. Get this brand. It doesn't dissolve or doesn't tear apart, but you really have to soak this, because otherwise it's hard.
How long do you soak it?
Well, I soak it in hot water, so it takes a little, you know, take less time. But however, I did put in a pot and add some water, and I bring it to boil and let it sit for a while. Then it's softer, which is good. You know, it's sort of like eating noodles. You just slurp it in. It's good. This is good for you anyway. But it's good for cook it with zucchini and this, and maybe add a little char siu or Chinese mushroom and Chinese sauces, and you have one dish. But of course you have to, you know, just put all the ingredients in there, except cook the zucchini first, and then put the eggs and this and char siu or the Chinese mushroom, beat it up and pour on top of the zucchini. Then you have like an egg omelet. It's good. It's good for you. Okay, that's it. Now this look like jai. I think it's better than if I had the other Chinese ingredients that we're not supposed to eat anymore. But if I want to, I can add more soup. But now I think I will taste a piece of cabbage, Chinese cabbage. It's crunchy, but I think it's okay. You like crunchy vegetable?
Yeah.
Well, let me add some more soup. I'm adding some more soup because the vermicelli always absorb the liquid, just like spaghetti or noodles. When you cook, when you make sauce for the spaghetti and when you put it in overnight, you have to add more sauce. That's why I always make extra sauce or soup. So now it looks good. Now it looks good. One more, and I think it'll be okay. Does this sound like a cooking school? No. Okay, because I have nobody make me up, so I'm me as I am me today. Okay. I think the vegetable should be a little bit more, usually more softer, unless you like crunchy. But I think it's okay, because if you're gonna put in the freezer
And reheat it.
and reheat it, and then in the freezer, it will turn soft anyways. And then not only that, make sure when you take some home, make sure it's cooled down at least 85%, and then put in a Ziploc bag with a double Ziploc if you have them, and put in the freezer. It will last a long time. That's what I'm gonna do.
How long do you plan to simmer this?
Until it comes to a boil. And then until it comes to a boil, then I will add the bean curd in there. Okay? It's coming to a boil, which is good. Oh, that looks good. But this is all meat. All it's called vegetarian dish. There's no meat in there. I think this is a monk dish. The monks do not eat meat. So I'm adding some more namyo and fuyo in here, because without the namyo, it wouldn't taste like jai, and that's what makes it. So I don't think it's going to be too salty because it's a big pot. In fact, I think last year I made an even larger pot than this. I think last year was full. I think Ronnie took some home. I'm not going to tell you how much.
It was gone in a week.
Oh my gosh. But I put some in the freezer, and then when I don't have anything to eat for dinner, just open my freezer and get one of these. Okay, now I'm going to taste it and see what happens. I'm going to turn the, ouch, turn the stove down. They say that you're not supposed to taste with stainless steel spoon. You're supposed to always taste with other kind of spoons. I don't know why. I read it one time. Oh, it's starting. I think I have to add some more of this.
So if it's too salty, what would you do? Maybe would you add water, or you would add more
No.
chicken broth? Or
No. I'm just add one can of this.
what is that?
Braised gluten.
That makes it less salty?
I think so. Yeah. This has a little bit sweet taste. It's good. I think this should do it, and I will turn off my stove to bring it back to a boil. I have a container, Ronnie, that will hold a lot. You can take the container home. Oh. The most important thing is the bean curd. I think that will cut down some of the salt too. I'm sure. That's why I don't put too much salt in the jai, because a lot of things are salty. My hands are clean. Hands are made before fork. Yeah, I think I over soaked it because it shouldn't be this soft. That's why I didn't want to.
Did you soak it and parboil it, or
Yeah.
just soak it?
Well, I soaked it and I cut parboil and I let it sit in the hot water. I think, this is good texture for soup. Like your lotus root soup, Ronnie, should put some in there. And this is good for juk, but no, this is too soft for juk too. So right now I'm just carefully, like folding my chiffon cake, carefully fold it instead of stir it because otherwise it's gonna get too soft.
So you take the fujuk and only maybe do it like a third way cooked and then blanch it? That way in cold water, so that way it stops cooking? That way it don't cook?
Well,
so fast?
after I take it off from the stove when it was boiling, I strain it and I put cold water. Turn on the faucet and let the cold water run. I think I heard Ronnie swallowing. I think I heard him. So, good. So maybe next year I don't have to do this, Ronnie. I don't know. I think you kind of know the procedures. Chinese cooking is not by, it's just by doing your own thing, Maybe I should add some.
Yeah, I bet that will cut down a lot on the salt.
Yeah.
Because the fujuk will just absorb the flavor. So it's pretty neutral.
See, I think, yeah, it's overly soft. Well, live and learn, but this is the first year I have the bean curd so soft. This is the first time I ever even parboil my bean curd. I think this will do it, man.
What happens if you take the bean curd and you start maybe putting a little bit in the soup, and then like you make a fujuk tang? Would that overcook?
Yeah. You think that's enough fujuk?
Well, taste it. See what it tastes like.
Let's add the whole thing in there.
Now, taste it and see. Because now I assume it's going to be less salty, right?
Let me taste.
Now, what do you actually taste to see whether it's true or not? You would taste like one of the
Well,
fujuk, or
I just want to see if it's too salty.
so you're going to taste the broth then?
Yeah, I think the broth, like Ronnie, he said he makes his own broth, so it's a much better. It's natural broth. So that's what I have to do next year to get some chicken bones or whatever, carcass, and then make my own broth. So it would be nicer, but I use chicken broth because I'm going to do a lot of chicken when I make the chicken.
We just roast the chicken and
Yeah, that'd
keep
be
the
good.
carcass.
Yeah.
And then we just put the carcass in the freezer.
Yeah.
When we get like 2 or 3, then I make soup.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
So that way we always have some soup stock
Yeah.
material.
Thank God for the dishwasher. Ah. I really cut down the salt. Taste. I should give you a bigger spoon.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's a lot less salty, and
Yeah.
there's a little bit of sweetness in it.
Well, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm going to add a touch of sesame. Is it on?
Yeah.
I'm going to add a touch of sesame oil to give it a final touch. It's boiling, so I'm going to turn off the heat, because one thing about electric stove, once you turn it off, it's still boiling, so which is good.
So would you consider this, as long as the vegetables are cooked, is this ready to serve, or does it need
Yeah.
to simmer for
No,
longer?
no. It's ready to eat now. You want a bowl? Lucy, you want a bowl?
No, thank you, not right now.
Okay.
And then we would just add, like if it gets too thick because the funsi absorbs, we just add more water? I mean, not water, soup stock, right?
Always have a hot pot of soup next to the jar in case you need more, in case it's too dry. So I noticed the bottom of this pan is not really sticking because I didn't put it on high heat. Because with the vermicelli, sometimes it burn on the bottom, like making juk, so it's not bad on the bottom.
So you have to keep on stirring it?
No, not really. If I stir too much, the bean curd will
I'll break up.
break up. So I think it's okay. Well, I'm gonna get a little bowl, and hey, maybe I should add some more wine. Some little bunch of wines. Okay, tasting, testing. I used other kind of chopstick besides this wooden one, and I got this back home over 50 something years ago. So I'm gonna taste this and see what happens. Wrong way of using chopstick. Can't even use chopstick anymore. Hey, are you taping?
Yeah.
Mmm. Super duper. Okay.
Come here, Fat Choi.
So you want to try Happy New Year, and I think we all are prosperity in a way, but as long as we have the health, that's all the prosperity I want for all. Want to taste it?
Let's see it.
Camera, can you taste this? Oh, it's dimming your camera. But hey, before you know it, I'm gonna finish the whole pot by tasting. But anyway, oyster sauce is a must for Deanne. Because you know, this is the first time I make jive, or every year I make a big pot of jive, it tastes like jive. But this time is, I don't know, I'm not using half the ingredients what had been used before, because everybody's afraid to buy those ingredients from China. So anyway, we just an idea, this is a pot of jive, you know. But still, I think I like my last year's better, but it's okay.
How was your last year? So we have.
Oh, I think last year was good. Last year I used the lily thing, the yellow lily. That you know you have to soak it. You have to tie a little knot. It's very very narrow, but you have to tie the knot so it won't break open. And then I used bok choy. That's a black seaweed fungus thing. And that makes a world of difference. And then I use other ingredients, you know, that we're not supposed to use anymore. So I think everybody is not using those. It's too dangerous.
Excuse me.
I mean, you know, it's too dangerous. I think that's it now. You can add your own oyster sauce, whatever.
So you added something else, Don?
I added red bean curry. None you. Well, it's okay, Ron. I mean, it's edible, you know. Regardless. I did. That's sweet. That's sweet. Yeah. Those are all sweet.
They look like, unless that's a new jar you didn't have.
Yes, yes, that's new jar. It's sweet. It's very sweet. What do you think?
Food jar tastes like food jar.
It is for the joke. Nothing like your mom's. Something missing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Need some green onions in there or something? No problem. Yeah.
So what do you think, Lucy?
That's good. It just looks different because there's no fat choy in it.
Yeah. No, fat choy makes a world of difference in taste.
Mm-hmm.
I had some, but I threw it out when I read all about this Chinese things, you know. I actually threw it away.
And we still have some at home.
Yeah, I got it from Singapore.
Yeah. So we can add some in.
Yeah.
But it probably still came from China.
Well, do you have the label?
Yeah, but it was so long ago that.
How long ago?
Oh, gee.